Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports. Me, Joe Stanley, and I'm here today to talk, after giving myself a couple of days to digest the news, about who could potentially succeed Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Yeah, it's news that shook the footballing world on Friday when Jurgen Klopp decided to announce that he'll be leaving Liverpool Football Club at the end of the season. He's been in charge for 8.5 years at the moment, it'll be 9 years come this summer, and yeah, it was news that was absolutely upsetting and devastating for any Liverpool fan. And yeah, I was shocked. It was news that we knew would be coming within the next 2 years, but I don't think we expect it to be this here this soon. And I want to come out and start the video by saying thank you to Jurgen Klopp for everything that he's done for the Liverpool Football Club over the his time in charge, and I want to wish him all the best when he does move on, whatever he decides to do next. I know he's going to take a break, and then potentially there's talk of him taking another job, but I think it's hard as a fan to fully process what's going on. But I respect the man's decision. Uh, he's done. He's turned us from doubters to believers to champions. And I want to start off with the phrase that he said when he came in, which is, "It's not important what people think when you come in. It's more important what people think when you leave." And I'm just gonna let that settle in a second because he came in with a high reputation as it was, and Liverpool fans started to believe under him that things, we could be a success again. And uh, he came in. He said in his press conference, "I'm just a normal guy from the Black Forest. My mum's watching on TV at home. She's very, very happy uh, of to see me and very proud of me today." And the normal one maybe, if you want me to use a phrase after being put, the question about James Mourinho calling himself the special one when he joined Chelsea, and instantly there was a connection between the fan base and the manager. And he said within 4 years he'd want Liverpool to win a title. In his fourth full season in charge, Liverpool won the league. By title in Germany, they mean trophy, but yeah, he won. He's won everything at Liverpool basically. He won the European Cup for the sixth time as well. That special night in Madrid. We've had trips to Wembley as well. Most notably 2022 when we had the domestic double, where we won the League Cup and FA Cup as well. Club World Cup, won it for the first time as well under his tenure. So whoever comes in has got a big act to follow. But yeah, he's laid the foundations. So they've got great foundations there for whoever comes in, and I respect the boss, and I hope that yeah, wherever he goes next and whatever happens next, that he has the greatest. He leaves with my greatest respect, and that he has a good time, and that he's safe and well, and the family's safe and well. Enjoy your time with your family, because as you said, you don't get these moments back, and thank you for everything that you've done for this football club so far. I want to also start by saying it feels a bit wrong talking about who's the next manager, um, with him still being at the club. But I've got I've got a YouTube channel to try running content to put out, and this being one of the big stories, I've got to look into it. Plus, it kind of looking into the candidates, kind of using it as to try and reassure myself about who's going to be, the next manager. Before that, though, just want to quickly mention that this they're saying that Liverpool will probably appoint a new sporting director before a manager. Uh, so yeah, there's been various rumours about who that could be. There's been rumours of Michael Edwards potentially coming back. I don't know whether there's any truth in that, to be honest. He's got his own company now. Former technical director Richard Hughes had been linked. Dean Mazzario was one of the sources for that one. And today, before I filmed this, Tim Steidten, who appointed Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen and is at West Ham, has been linked, and that's been reported by Ian Doyle Sport and Sports Pete. Oh, so yeah, that's an interesting one. Uh, I think I want to go and say sort of like two names that haven't been linked to the press that I think could have been in the past. Eddie Howe 12 months ago, if Jurgen had made the decision, probably would have been linked with how well Newcastle did last season. But I think that he's burnt bridges with comments he's made since then. Marco Silva, if he had not had that terrible tenure at Goodison Park, I think he might have been in with a shout with how well he's doing at Fulham this season and the fact that he was linked with Spurs. But I could see him actually going down the East Lancs Road. Ten Hag goes, strangely enough. But enough about that club. The sources for this shortlist I've gone for. I've looked at. So there's 8 names from the Athletic, and then there's one that was linked in the Portuguese press as well. So you won't be surprised to know the name for the Portuguese press when he pops up as well. But I've got 9 candidates here that I'm gonna have a look through for you guys, and let's cast an eye on these candidates. Everyone's favourite and the front runner. We're going to start off with Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso, yeah, born in Spain, former Liverpool midfielder, 42 years of age. He's only been coaching for 2.16 years, so yeah, not very long in coaching terms. He's got his pro life since his preferred formation is a 3-4-2-1, so that would be a swift change in style from what we're playing under Jurgen Klopp with 4-3 or sometimes 4-2-3-1, depending on you know, uh, the position and the players under the disposal. His agent is IDUB or IDUB Global. He's managed 163 matches at the time of recording, with winning 81, drawing 37, and losing 45. His team scored 294 goals and conceded 189 goals. He's amassed 280 points, which gives him a points per match average of 1.72 and a win percentage of 61.04. He hasn't won silverware yet, but Bayer Leverkusen are top of the Bundesliga and clear of Bayern Munich as we speak. And he's the fans' favourite, Xabi Alonso, for the position. He's a leading candidate. Apparently, he's leading the race early doors as well. I think with him having the connection to the club, having been a previous player, him doing well at Sociedad and now Leverkusen looking quite, sharp. And it's the connection between him and the fans as well that's key. Jurgen Klopp's built a great rapport between him and the fan base, and I think with FSG, the next guy that comes in needs to have that rapport with the fans and needs to build on. And I think yes, it will take. I don't know whether the person coming will have immediate success. That's the thing. Yeah, he might do. They might do, but they might not. And if they don't, that's the thing that FSG need to look at. That if there isn't that immediate success straight away, they need to have someone in there that the fans are going to give the time and patience for. And Xabi Alonso is one of those people. Another candidate is in the Premier League as we speak at the moment, and it's Roberto De Zerbi at Brighton. Uh, 44 years of age, Italian, average term as a coach 1.29 years. Yeah, preferred formation 4-2-3-1. One of the formations I mentioned, agencies excellent sport. He's been linked with those down East Lancs Road, Manchester City. If Pep Guardiola were to leave the club, apparently they've been casting a massive eye on him. So yeah, it's interesting there. He's managed 373 matches. He's won 156 of those, drawn 90, lost 127, which isn't amazing, but yeah, when you consider that he's been managing in lower down in the Italian divisions and stuff as well before here, and Shakhtar Donetsk and stuff as well. So you've got to take that into account. Goals 642, conceded 550, 558 points amassed, which gives him a point average of 1.50 per game. So I couldn't read that then. I was just like, what the heck? Per game. So yeah, it's an interesting one with Roberto De Zerbi. He plays a great attacking, expansive style of play. So that's it, and that's an interesting one. He has won 2 pieces of silverware in his career: the Italian Cup Serie C of the Italian Cup with Foglio Calcio in 15-16, and he won the Ukrainian Super Cup with Shakhtar Donetsk in 2021 to 22. So yeah, he's got silverware in the cabinet. I know he's one that's divided opinion amongst the fan base, but yeah, he's an option. I quite like what he's done at Brighton so far. their first season in, guided them to York, their first season in York. There's the argument that he's on the foundations of Graham Potter, it's Graham Potter's team. But if you think about it, if he's working well with Graham Potter's foundations, could he work well with Jurgen Klopp's foundations? So that's always a thought there. Oh, as I've skipped forward to Julian Nagelsmann, who's also been linked as well heavily in the press. What a theory put to me the other day with Julian Nagelsmann, because obviously his contract isn't up until uh, after the Euros, July the 31st, as you can see on here. So, yeah, that's just in case he's not a success or whatever. But you think about it, and it was more of a stopgap appointment for me. There was a theory I was given the other day that if Xabi Alonso goes to Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp will take the German national team job after his break or sabbatical, and that allows him time to take breaks and spend time with his family because the German national team is not that as full on a national team job as a club job, so you're not running it day to day. And then that would mean Nagelsmann would go to Leverkusen. So there's like a little bit of a triangle. So you've got Alonso to Liverpool in that section there. Alonso goes to Liverpool. Klopp goes to Germany. Nagelsmann goes from Germany to Leverkusen, and there's your thing. Anyway, yeah, it's a young, relatively young on the list is Julian Nagelsmann. I think he's the youngest candidate. Remember, like he's 36 years of age. Plays a 4-2-3-1 like De Serbe. He's managed 392 matches. Won 222, drawn 90, lost 80, goals 917 to 479. Points he's amassed to 756 with a points per match average of 1.93 as well. He has won silverware as well in his career as Nagelsmann. He's won the Bundesliga at Bayern Munich, 2 Super Cups at Bayern Munich as well, and the Under-19 Bundesliga Championship with Hoffenheim as well. He's got experience of that big club as well here in the hot seat. Like I said, at Bayern Munich, biggest club in Germany, with all due respect to Dortmund. And to be honest as well, when you're looking at the fact that um, he's also managed Leipzig, which are an up-and-coming team in Germany. They're just relatively still new. They're a good club. Everyone knows about Leipzig. They've got good quality players as well. So he's managed it in their pressure cooker situation there as well. Looking at Michel as another candidate, another one that likes the 4-2-3-1 formation. Michel, this is one that I find highly unlikely. Not because he's not a good manager. I hadn't really heard of him too recently, but Girona are battling with Real Madrid at the top of the La Liga table. But I think the thing that makes this unlikely is Girona are owned by the City Football Group, so I can't see Manchester City's ownership or Girona's ownership allowing a manager to go to another club in that portfolio's rival, if that makes sense. But yeah, 48 years of age, he's managed 270 matches, 118, drawn 62, lost 90, 388 goals, scored 331 goals conceded, 416 points amassed, 1.54 points per game, and he won the Spanish second division twice in his career as well. He's got a win percentage of 55.19, so it's not the highest of win percentages, but he's a candidate on the list because of what he's achieved in recent months. Another candidate for the job is Simeone Inzaghi. So the brother of Filippo Inzaghi, the Liverpool's old adversary, the man who scored twice in the 2007 Champions League final in Athens to bring AC Milan the European Cup at Liverpool's expense under Rafael Benitez. Um, yeah, Simeone Inzaghi. So that's Filippo Inzaghi who scored those goals, not Simeone Inzaghi. But yeah, Simeone Inzaghi. Yeah, he's been at Lazio as well in his career. Italian manager. He likes to play a 3-5-2 flat formation, which is different for Liverpool would be different. It'd be interesting to see how it would work with the wing backs. I suppose you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold and Bradley on the right that could play as a wing back in that formation, and you've got Robbo and Tsimikas on the left as well. So either or could work in that scenario. I suppose you could have a three centre backs of you got Van Dijk, Canate, Gomez that are good options. You've got Kwanzaa as well, who's young and upcoming and has played a lot in the cups this season. So I suppose that could work quite well in that situation as well. He's got well, he's done 479 matches, won 284, drawn 79, lost 116, 978 goals. So they like to score lots of goals. His teams do. 565 conceded, 931 points amassed with 1.94 per match. Yeah, he's won the Italian Cup, Lazio and Inter Milan. So he's won 3 times. The Italian Super Cup 5 times, most recently a couple of weeks ago. The Coppa Italia Primavera, sorry, won that twice whilst at Lazio's under 19s, as well as the Italian Super Coppa at the Italian Lazio, sorry, under 19s. So yeah, it's a good option there. Win percentage is 67.54, so it's quite a high win percentage there, and he's done it on the big stage. He's took into Milan to the Champions League final last season, narrowly suffering defeat to Manchester City. So yeah, he could do it on the European stage. He's done it on domestic level. He's self-aware, shows you that. So yeah, it'd be an interesting choice and a solid choice. Liverpool haven't had an Italian manager in their history. They've had French in Gerard Houllier. They've had Spanish in Rafael Benitez. Uh, Northern Irish in Brendan Rodgers. Scottish in Kenny Dalglish and Graham Souness. But they've not had an Italian manager, so it'll be interesting. And how could you forget that Jurgen Klopp German as well? So the club has worked under foreign managers before. Be an interesting option. Before going to the other candidates, I'm going to have a quick look at Jurgen Klopp's record. Because some of you might be interested in why I'm putting win percentage on it. Jurgen Klopp's current win rate at the time of recording is 60.7%. So he will lead with the most successful Liverpool manager in terms of win ratio. Second to him is Kay Dalglish with 58.3, and Bob Paisley is in third with 57.4%. Although, like, obviously, he's won fewer league titles than Bob Paisley and Shankly with Bob Paisley and Dalglish having 3 titles and Paisley having 6 league titles. Yeah, Bob Paisley also won 19 trophies in 9 seasons, which is absolutely flipping mental. I know it's difficult to pair as well. Jurgen Klopp managerial record, he's managed 1,053 games, won 580 of them, drawn 234, lost 239. His teams have scored 2,103 goals and conceded 1,222 goals. He's amassed 1,974 points so far. Should break the 2,000 point barrier by the end of the season, I would hope. And points per match average of 1.87. So yeah, good record for the current gaffer. He'll be leaving the club with the highest win rate of any manager. So that's again another thing that the next guy that walks in through that door has to try and battle on with. Another candidate I have heard him mentioned. I heard him mentioned the other day on Radio 5 Live as a candidate from a fan that had phoned in. Is Thomas Frank at Brentford? I guess some people might be like, why Thomas Frank? He's not won anything. And I know he's not got silverware, but he's achieved loads on a shoestring budget at Brentford. He got them up in the Premier League. He's had them consistently playing good football 3 seasons in a row. Also got them shocking the big boys a few times. He's got them to the cup semi-finals as well, the League Cup semi-final a couple of seasons ago. Contract in 2027. Likes to play 4-3-3 attacking, so again, a similar formation and style to what Jurgen implements at Liverpool at the moment. He's managed 389 matches in his managerial career, winning 175, drawing 91, losing 123, scoring 631 goals and conceding 475, 616 points amassed during his career, with a points per match average of 1.58. I always say take into account, like when I look at the records, I always say to people, take into account the fact that the clubs that they've managed and the levels they've managed at as well. So you say you looked at a Guardiola, he'll have a very high win percentage and points master because he's been at big clubs. He's been at Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City throughout his managerial career. Thomas Frank's been lower down at lower clubs, so he's been working with lower clubs, so they're less likely to amass a higher points thing. So Thomas Frank is the candidate that really does interest me. I know he's not the top end of candidates for this job, and I mean that with all due respect to Thomas Frank as a big fan of his work that he does. Uh, but I think it's a candidate that would work quite well in terms of the style of play that he would implement. And I think he'd get the players on board. I think the fans could get behind him as well. So, although he's got no silverware in his cabinet, he's an interesting candidate. And I think the thing is, a lot of people need to realise that a lot of managers don't win silverware until they get to a bigger club. So, like when you're at a lower club, your chances of silverware are smaller. And then when you get to a bigger club, you implement the same sorts of styles of play and stuff, and bang, the cabinet's starting to fill up. So yeah, it's an interesting thing with Thomas Frank. I think he could be an interesting option. Not to mention his win percentage is 56.68, which isn't bad. Like for someone that's been managing lower down the tables. Would I Emery? It'll be a good evening for him if he gets the job. That was my one Unai Emery joke in for the video, so I couldn't resist it. Yeah, okay, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. He didn't do very well at Arsenal, but Arsenal Football Club was an absolute mess, and whoever came in after Arsene Wenger was going to overhaul a lot of problems with the club. It's a bit like when Moyes took the United job. Whoever coming after Ferguson was on a hiding to nothing, and whoever coming after Wenger was pretty much on a hiding to nothing because they were having to clear up the mess of the previous regime. And Wenger was a wonderful manager, won lots of trophies for Arsenal during his 18-year tenure. But towards the end, it started to get sour and it didn't really work out for him, so things had to be cleaned up. He didn't last, but he's gone to other clubs and he's won silverware there. So he's been a success largely around where he's been. He's won, and he's doing well at Villa. Got them battling for top four this season, which is exceeding expectations massively. They're in the Europa Conference League last 16. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go into the latter stages, at least the semi-finals, hopefully final, and hopefully they win it. But it'd be an interesting option. I know he's not the most glamorous of names, and he prefers a more defensive style of football than attacking, but maybe if he was at a club with an attacking Arsenal like ours, um, he could switch the style up a bit, and we could see something different. But anyway, yeah, his preferred formation is a 4-2-3-1 as well. Like I said, one of the formations Jurgen Klopp has used during his tenure at Liverpool. He's managed 887 matches, won 476, drawn 189, lost 222. His team scored 1,704 goals, conceding 1,040 goals. He's amassed 1,617 points during his career, and that gives him a points per match average of 1.82. He won the title in France at PSG. He's won 4 Europa Leagues, 3 of which are at Sevilla, one at Villarreal. One of the Sevilla ones was unfortunately against Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. The Villarreal one was gloriously against Manchester United. Won 2 French Super Cups, 2 French League Cups, and he won uh, the French Super Cup and the French Cup as well. So yeah, he's got silverware in the cabinet. What's that? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 trophies in his managerial career. So he's a serial winner. Is Unai Emery. He got a win percentage of 64.32, so pretty decent win percentage there as well. So yeah, Unai Emery is an interesting option. He's an experienced head as well at 52 years of age, so he's got plenty of time left to continue management, and he's got enough experience under his belt as well. He's got success on the European stage, which is key for a club like Liverpool. Success domestically as well. So yeah, that's an interesting option. Another one that's an interesting option, and Spurs fans, if you're watching this video, I don't know why, but maybe you've tuned in to try and watch a Liverpool fan cry. Um, Ange Postecoglou, boyhood Liverpool fan, uh, Greek Australian citizenship. He's 58 years of age. He's older than I thought he was actually. Gosh, relatively he's recently managed, obviously, in at Celtic. He likes a 4-3-3 attacking formation, which is something that Liverpool would like. He's recently took the Spurs job, which I think would make negotiations very, very difficult. Not with him, but Daniel Levy's not going to want his gaffer going anywhere. Uh, but yeah, he's got in terms of matches, 489 managed, 263 won, 91 drawn, 135 lost, goals 965 to 629, 880 points on the board, and 1.80 points per match. Trophy wise, he's won the Asian Cup, he's won 2 Scottish Premierships, 1 Scottish Cup, 2 Scottish League Cups, Australian champion, Japanese champion, uh, Champions League winner, you know, Australian Champions League winner, yeah, Asian Champions League winner, whatever. And then he's got a few under 19s and 16s and whatever titles under his belt as well from early on in his career when he was starting out. He's got a high win percentage of 63.08 as well. So they were the candidates, the 8 candidates from uh, the Athletic. Now, there was one for the Portuguese press that I mentioned, Ruben Amorim was another one that I've just gone to round up my list on here. Because he's been linked a lot in the Portuguese press, which isn't a surprise. I think he was linked to previous jobs as well with the likes of Spurs, and I think he was linked to Villa as well. He'll be linked with Manchester United as well as in the past, and probably will in the future. 39 years of age, likes a 3-4-3, sorry. Uh, so he's one of the younger candidates on the list, second youngest. He's done 206 matches, won 145 of those, drawn 28, lost 33. His team scored 432 goals and conceded 186. He's amassed 463 points with a points per match average of 2.25, which is the highest out of all the candidates. And his win percentage is 78.40, which is the highest out of all the candidates again. Um, yeah, uh, those stats alone look good. And then he's Portuguese champion in 2021, sorry. Portuguese League Cup winners in 1920 at Praga, and then at Lisbon he's won it in 2021 and 21-22, and then a Super Cup winner in 21 to 22 as well. Sporting Lisbon. I know you need to take into account that he's managing in what is considered a less superior league, with all due respect to the Portuguese league, but he's still got to come into a club that is one of the Portuguese giants behind Porto and Benfica, and he's won them the title a couple of years ago. He's developed a team on a small budget. Um, he's developed young players as well. That's fast, expansive style of football like Liverpool fans have been used to under Jurgen Klopp. Um, so yeah, it's an interesting option. Do I think he'll be one of the main candidates? No, and I'll get onto who I think the main candidates will be for the job shortly. But he's someone that has to be considered with the terms of age, longevity. If we're looking for a long-term appointment, um, as well, he's had success in his own country of Portugal. Like I said, he can work on a budget because FSG, as owners, have a reputation for being shrewd with the money and not spend a lot, spending more than they have to. They have spent money, obviously, in the past. They spent 75 million on Van Dijk, 68 million on Alisson Becker, 64, potentially rising to 85 on Darwin Nunez. So yeah, they have spent when they've had to, but they'd like to try and build a squad, on lower transfer, fees if they have to. And he's a manager that's developed a squad Lisbon that works together really, really well on a small budget without, spending over the odds there. So that's why he's an option on the list. In terms of who I think will be the main candidates for the job. I think Xabi Alonso will be a main candidate. Roberto De Zerbi will be looked at. I think Julian Nagelsmann might be looked at, especially if he's a free option in the summer from Germany, and that triangle might be a thing. If Xabi Alonso is appointed, then that triangle will be a thing. I think Julian Nagelsmann will play a role in this some way, but whether that be him coming to Anfield or whether that be him going to a club that Liverpool get their manager from, I think he's the key part of this Liverpool managerial puzzle, strangely enough. But yeah, I think Alonso, De Zerbi, and Nagelsmann will be the three big candidates linked to the job. I think Thomas Frank is an outsider option further down the list. I think he'd be about fifth choice on the list. I think, um, but yeah, I think it's interesting. Considering who's available, I think yeah, looking at that list, Alonso is definitely going to be a runner. Serbi is going to be a runner. So those two are definitely in the mix. Nagelsmann probably be in there. Inzaghi, someone that I like the look of, but I'm not convinced he'll leave Inter Milan, so I'll rule him out. Uh, you got Postecoglou, but I can't see them doing business at Spurs. So yeah, I think yeah, maybe you're looking at Alonso, De Zerbi, where are they? Nagelsmann, Frank, and then there might be the fifth one might be an outside candidate I've not even spoken about here and not even got wind of in the press. And the key thing is Liverpool Football Club have known for like Jurgen Klopp's intentions from last summer, and it was announced to the players and staff properly in November, and then obviously Jurgen's announced it again to the players the other day. So yeah, Liverpool Football Club have had plenty of time to consider this, and they've had apparently been looking at candidates since he signed his new contract 2 years ago. So it's something that we'll see. Uh, that something that we'll see come to fruition soon. The owners know who they're looking at or their list. They'll have that list narrowed down by now. Probably they probably have that 5 or 6 candidates. They'll be doing the interviews and whatnot, and they'll have their ideal list. They'll know who they're looking for, and hopefully they'll get the right man in. And Liverpool Football Club can kind of continue on this upward trajectory, and whoever comes in, um, will get to continue to build Liverpool Football Club, continue this process, and continue to have them growing and uh, develop on what the foundations that Jurgen Klopp has built and the success that Jurgen Klopp has brought to the club. My personal choice, my first choice is Xabi Alonso. A little bit heart over head on that one as well. He's a great manager. He's tactically great, but I think with having the connection to the club already, he's my first choice. And then De Zerbi's a close second with the style of play that he likes to play. Nagelsmann's an interesting option. It's just a negativity of the whole when he was dating, that Bild journalist, and that cost him his Bayern Munich job in the end because she was leaking team news. So it's not what you want around the place. But yeah, I think Alonso and De Zerbi, the two front runners, and it'll be interesting to see which one they pick, and I think whoever they pick will be good for the club. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Who you think should be the next Liverpool manager? Don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to Let's Talk Sport for more content. Follow us on Facebook. Add us on Instagram, and subscribe and follow us on Twitter as well. Like the TikTok as well. Go on there and add us on TikTok. More funny videos. We'll see you all on Let's Talk Sport very soon.